Behold, get ready. It's about to occur. And now... That's right. Yes, it's true. It's real. It's Greasy Conversation time. The talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. Be sure and mention RadioVegas.rocks with all of the sponsors that we talk about today and holler at them about it. Say it to their face. Make eye contact. Call all the phone numbers and at least chat for a second. It counts even if you don't do anything with them. Anyway, today we've got a super bonus special episode with Ang Kerfoot. It's true.
Hello.
Yep.
She's just finishing up hollering at Instagram real quick.
I'm back on the saddle again.
Holler at the gram.
I'm back!
What you doing, Graham? Get to work.
What you doing, Graham?
Should be posting right now.
I'm trying. Get that media in while we're doing media. It's media on media.
Media on media. If you didn't hear that, it's media on media. Also, headphones on headphones. Because there's two different varieties of kicker headphones in the studio today. There's a new fellow that they've got that has this metal situation on the side. Kicker Headphones, if you didn't already know, is our official headphone sponsor. And they just re-upped this studio. So this studio is decked out. And there's two different flavors. The Tabors go around your ear more. And then this newer, thinner fella, I dare compare them to Beats Ballpark for much less. You still have the same metal construction and increased bass response on these fellas. Bluetooth.
No trebly stuff.
No trebly stuff. Not here. All right, you guys. That's the submarine of knowledge preparing us for all of our underwater knowledge. I don't know. The first thing might not be underwater at all.
Oh no, it's not. It's not going to be voice. All right. So, we hear a lot of complaints about the government that it's not always run efficiently, this and that. But it's good to know that our government does have a 7-step plan for what they plan to do when and if we make contacts with extraterrestrials, because they've been kind of coming back in the popular discussion because the radon area.
Because we
51.
totally know how they would respond.
I know, right?
How can we plan this without knowing?
Yeah, well, that's why. First step, do research. Covert spy research. Send in some James Bonds,
Some James Bonds.
It's a little 007 action. Just dress them up as the alien, just send them out in the ship. Be like, oh, sorry, guys, I got lost. No, they just do just drone reconnaissance.
Drone up these fellas.
Yeah, see if
I have a plan in case they land.
Party.
That's plan number one.
Party with them.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I mean,
I bet they can just party without any kind of chemicals. They're so evolved. They're just oh yeah.
Just concentrated party occurs.
Yeah, they just know what weed's like right away. They're like, oh yeah, we have stuff like this.
My Facebook post going on too.
That space weed.
Hey, shout out to Damon who's already hollering in the chat. Damon Reader.
So I mean, it's pretty standard stuff, but it's funny. This article is hilarious because under each section, it's start getting a little closer, probing, make sure they're not a threat, all this type of stuff. Try to make contact. But each one of these headlines is a picture. I don't know if you can grab it, Waz. Just from some movie with extraterrestrials in it.
I've got the first questions, fella, first.
But it's just fun.
Yeah.
They throw in it just gets progressively scarier.
You could do a demo video for them, the one when you're learning at a new job, how they give a demonstration video. So have that prepared and then show them that to kind of cue them. Cue the
like an 80s work safety.
And the aliens we have in the example video look nothing like them, and they get
just
offended.
a cheap headband with the antenna sticking out or whatever, just big black alien shades. Yeah.
One dude's wearing a Halloween costume of an oak tree Just like flailing. You don't know how many limbs they'll have.
Right? Just like there's just like 20 different costumes just in case. Like it's a different alien each scene. That would be great though. It's like just those really bad like 80s just work training videos, you know, where it's just some guy always with like the mustache, the like you know, that guy with that caterpillar mustache.
I keep having flashbacks of like bedside manner videos from nursing school right now.
Yeah, it'd be something like that, yeah. But yes, even though they have a plan, they'll still bungle it up, so it doesn't matter, you know.
Shout out to XT Dream hollering into the Twitch.
Hey,
XT
what's
Dreams. Yo, what up, dog?
I'm always following your work.
Long time.
You got nerve. I
long
love
time
how you
no
flow,
see, dog.
bro.
Yeah, definite friend of the family, and also appreciate giving some love to the Twitch. That's a new avenue. Also, it's difficult to get subs over on YouTube, so holler at us over there.
Yell at people about Twitch, man. Like, just yell at people, and it's everywhere. You know.
And if you get a moment, review us on iTunes. iTunes is a place that getting a review there is tricky to do, especially if we don't holler or remind you at you. And thanks for your patience. Getting rolling, getting into alien procedures. What's another fella here?
Well, besides that, it's let's see.
Next, we'd start getting a little closer. Then we would make sure they're not a threat. That's kind of vague. It's probably worded better in the government writings about it.
because like we would know if they were a threat pretty. Like if they came here with the intent to, like, take our resources, like none of this is gonna happen, and it's it's just like defense mode right away. But if like they were a threat, like, does it matter?
Yeah, it's
like if
over.
we know,
yeah,
like they can just like travel across the universe, or galaxy, maybe not the universe, but
they probably
That would be sick, though.
they probably have resources our planet has on a lot of rocky bodies, a lot closer to them.
mm-hmm.
All the good shit we pretty much mined it already. I think
Yeah, that's true.
we're already trying to go to asteroids. Japan's landing on an asteroid right now to look at what we could do as far as mining that action.
Maybe maybe it's like Soylent Green. Or no, not it's like not Soylent Green. It's like a old Twilight Zone episode where the aliens come to Earth and they like help everyone out, like great just advanced medical care, like heal all diseases and stuff, and give people a book, and they finally translate it, and the title is To Serve Mankind, right? And then so at the end of the episode, they're like, any humans who want to volunteer to come back to our world, it's like a paradise, blah, 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 they can come. So they load up the ship with all these humans. And this guy or this chick's been working on translating this book, and then the line at the end was like, wait, don't go. It's a cookbook. Or something like that. So, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
When like Twilight Zones were just like 30-minute jokes with like the one punchline at the end.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I thought they were a little traumatic then, and now Black Mirror is a thing. Black Mirror kind of.
Oh yeah,
like,
Black Mirror is like.
Damn, it's delicious.
Dude, did you see the new season? Did you guys see the new season of Black Mirror?
Yes.
The first episode was like out there, man.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting. I don't know. It was just. It was
yeah, I
just
don't want
crazy.
to spoil too much.
Yeah, I don't want to like delve into spoiler time, but yeah, watch it. It's just it asks some interesting questions about relationships. Oh yeah.
Silence.
Right.
Well, hey, I think that at least a break from the alien procedure time, we should, now that we've gotten going, totally say hey to our guest. This is Ang Kerfoot. We just released an album, or it's in pre-release status. You can get it early at Bandcamp before the streamy people get a chance to try it out on Spotify and stuff.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can Bandcamp it first. It's called Into the Whatever.
Into the whatever.
It's also, you can find it, link in bio, of course. Check out greasyconversation.com for anything that we mentioned today. If you go to this episode's little post, you'll see that these very same show notes that we're scrolling through in the episode, you can party on with these notes too. Go to these things, check out stuff, secret bonus Easter eggs in there that we didn't even bring
If
up
you
in the show.
forget, you can just ask us on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preferably in the comments section. Anything, ask us as many
See
things
a lot
as you
of good
want.
shit while you're there.
Ask multiple times. It all helps the algorithms. But also, Angie's got some other crazy plans going on.
I do.
We want to holler
There's
at the top.
it's called the Stella Throwdown. It's at Rebar August 17th, which is next Saturday. Bunch of really great local artists. Roy Thomas, Jim Jacks is going to be there. Alexander Sky is going to be there. And Stella has sponsored, they're going to battle for an hour. They're doing a painting. They have 1 hour to do a painting, and
Sweet.
it's a contest, but it's all really seasoned artists. So it'll be really interesting to see what they do on the fly, since most of them would spend more time than that. And there's going to be specials on Stella, which you don't hear very often. And
Yeah,
yep,
oh,
it's
yeah.
at Rebar. It's at 8. I think the actual battle starts at like 8:39, but it's next Saturday at 8 o'clock at Rebar. The Stella Throwdown.
Sweet.
Yeah, see, this is
Oh, yeah, I'm
working-
emceeing.
Oh, the MC facilitation will be occurring by this
And
person.
I don't MC a lot, so Phil Kotler from Bleach and a million other things. Phil has agreed to give me a little coaching sesh tomorrow, which I'm extremely stoked about. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure I will have been better for it.
Yeah, shout out to Phil. Phil's the man.
Thanks,
Phil Kotler. So also Kyle B Genius hollering in the
Yeah,
chat.
be genius.
my guru. You guys stole him away from me.
Yeah, go.
He's the one. He's one of a couple people, but he's
Very,
the main one that suggested we bump up to OBS, start showing you the news on the screen.
I'm still waiting for him to make me a beat. I know it doesn't work that way, but I keep dreaming.
So we, I think, have got this format situation today at a new peak, slid into some easygoing alien stuff.
Yep.
While people start to roll their way in the beginning, there's always people coming in the door as things get started. And then we hit them with our main plug from our guest before anyone gets a chance to run off. And now it's party time into the first quarter of the situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there anything else you saw in this alien threat thing that's like, I feel like this is something we could come back to later, like a callbacky?
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a standard government plan for anything.
It's one of those longer read articles
Standardized.
it's worth diving into from our news docs as something you can take away for more fun later.
I'm a little aliened out right now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I submitted that article, so it's my fault. But
Yeah.
TikTok, all right?
That's another good point. We bring this up every time, but this particular show, was extra full of Angie's journalism. She's our crack
I
correspondent.
wanted to put out a bunch of depressing shit, but Wes says it wasn't right for this show, so this is what I came up with.
I know. I usually do enough of that, so
Right? Yeah, I have to do a little vetting.
you don't need You don't need double duty on that one. You're like, oh yeah, there's 50 articles about serial
Guys, there's only so
killers.
dark we can go. Turn up the light.
Yeah,
a
right.
little,
Oh wow, everyone died. Crazy.
Seriously, though, it's like around half our articles, a lot of these episodes are
No
Ange behind the
accidental death
scenes.
and dismemberment articles, guys. God.
Right. I guess this might be as gruesome as we go. I don't know. Some woman was visiting her parents'
Yeah.
grave in Long Island,
Yeah.
and then a sinkhole opened up, like, on the grave and sucked her in there.
She was okay, though. She survived, but it's
Yeah,
it's a
she had
trip.
like some minor injuries, I think.
What a trip, though. I'd be like, I mean,
Yo, that's
I've lost a parent, and I know how hard it is. So that side of that is very serious and not funny. But on a real note, she did get to live, and that would fuck me up. Like, that would change the way I thought. Like, I don't know that. And honestly, unfortunately, that would make me start believing in ghosts and bullshit like that. So
Right.
I kind of feel bad for her on this whole other mental level.
I would become the most angry atheist. If that happened to me, I would say, oh man.
I would feel like the devil is trying to get me or some shit. They're like pulling me down.
Yeah, what do you call it if you just believe in only the devil?
Yeah.
It's like reverse theist, anti-theist.
I'm trying to think of what you call it.
yeah. I mean, if she's like if she's a huge horror fan, if she thought
It
it,
says
was
kill
like,
feather next
I was
to it.
just gonna say,
yeah, there's a kill feather tombstone.
Kevin, don't go.
no,
Right.
Kevin.
Yeah, this is old Thomas F.
Yeah, Kevin
What a
Killfeather,
trip.
Holler, previous guest, appeared on this season even. A
Yeah.
lot of good stuff on this season, fellas.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, sucked into your parents' grave. Like, this is one of the coolest sets of words I've ever read, as tragic as it was
Yeah.
for her. Like, I feel like that's the next Death Cab album.
That would just trip me out so bad.
Yeah. I'd sue about it. If she,
I
if
might
she
stay
hurt,
in there, honestly.
All right. Well, I guess I live here now.
Yeah, as long as she lived through it, that's just a really cool thing to say you've gotten to do. Like, I got to be sucked into my parents'
You're gonna
grave.
freak out a lot of your friends.
Oh, right. Oh, hey. Check it out. That's not it. There's more.
It'll do.
All right. Our good buddy Clavino da Silva, a Brazilian inmate.
Yes,
Uh,
this is a good one.
yeah, he attempted to escape prison disguised as his daughter. And I don't think they don't have the image up here anymore. It was like on a video.
While she was
unfortunately.
visiting, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
plan was, I mean, he did a damn good job of disguising himself, first of all, but
It's
his
pretty legit.
plan was to actually, this is messed up, to swap out and have her stay. I'm sure he had some plan like, oh, I'll come and get you out.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I don't know if you did the follow up on this guy, but well, I'll let, he ended up committing suicide.
Yeah,
yeah. Bummer.
Supposedly, however, you know, he made a lot of enemies.
Yeah, he did have a lot of enemies
So,
in
you know.
prison, so.
But
Yeah.
the disguise was on point. The only reason they busted him is because his body language, his demeanor, he seemed nervous. That's why he got busted.
Here we go. Here we go. Look at
Oh
this.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
you found
it's
it?
a
Good.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's better than even like that fetish where the guys wear the masks and everything. Have you seen that yet? I gotta catch you. I gotta
definitely
catch you
have.
up. It's
Not
on
yet.
Vice. It's on Vice. These German guys, and they just like to. This is one of those masks. It's as legit as you could get in a skin mask.
Yeah, like they'll dress like an anime chick.
Can we show him a close up?
Oh, for sure. Where these...
He was a little guy too, so
So it worked out. Yeah.
very short little guy.
I was watching one thing
It's pretty damn good, really.
I thought I was looking at a girl wearing an anime mask.
Look how legit.
And it was
honestly. Damn, was that legit though?
Oh, here it comes. Thanks, Fox. Here we go. Anyway, that's as big as we can get
Anyways,
into that
I have
for now.
so many questions. I wish I could be a fly on the wall because I just want to know. I just have so many questions, and it's so wrong that like his whole. I mean, he was not a good person. I know.
No,
I know
no.
that. You know.
But this part was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
nailed it.
What if
Almost.
there's like some other guys that tried to like, okay, I got it, guys. You know, like the old, just in like the old TV shows where they're gonna bust someone out of prison, so they like bring him some food, like a cake or something, you know, and there's like a lockpick in the cake. You know, they're like, all right, guys, all right, bake me a cake, and then inside the cake put a giant cake costume.
I know.
I'm gonna dress up as the cake, and then just get rejected out of prison because they're like, no food. What's this guy doing with a
And
cake?
how did his daughter get it in? Because don't they check your bags when you go to visit? I
would think so, yeah, they
I
should,
I
yeah.
mean, but where was this again?
Brazil, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
So, who knows?
I always wondered why
In
they
case you need a
bake...
plan.
Like, why a nail file in the cake when something like a hacksaw blade would be the same size and thinner?
Yeah.
We don't want you to get out in a hurry. We want to help you get out.
Yeah, you got to show that determination.
You gotta
No
earn
one
it.
gets out of jail without determination, all right? Can't just get out easy.
I almost there's something twisted about me that kind of wishes he would have made it just because it's a trip.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the first person to say this because I definitely have been thinking that.
But
Like, you kind of earned
how
it.
is he going to leave his daughter in there if he's in male population? That I mean,
That's another good question.
I know.
Where does the daughter go that he's looking like?
yeah. Oh yeah, all of a sudden you're 25 years younger, buddy.
Yeah.
Plus you're leaving your daughter in a prison to probably get murdered or at
Yeah,
best.
right.
At best.
Yeah.
She puts on a disguise to look at him to serve the rest of his sentence.
So she gets like shivved. Like the next day,
There's
she
a
just gets
pickle in there
shivved.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got
Bloody
a
Mary.
pickle in your Bloody
Oh
Mary?
yes.
For the audio listeners, there's a pickle in the Bloody Mary. That's the
And it
deal.
traveled in this.
But I wonder if.
This
Do
whistling
you,
can
do you think people
jar.
like sneak into prison to like assassinate prisoners?
There definitely are cases of people that have committed a crime to go to the same jail in that particular county to then assassinate someone.
Oh wow.
That's definitely a thing.
Hmm.
Not that I have like any
Good
you would-
times.
proof or
'Cause you would
reference
never-
of it. I'm just
but you would
like,
like
sure.
never know if like someone just snuck into prison dressed up as like a guard or something, and they just went and killed someone and then snuck out. They're like, oh, just killed by a prisoner.
Oh, half the time I bet the guards would be in on it and be like, well, "This is a prisoner we wanted to get rid of anyway."
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Fucking
Wow.
prisons, man.
If that's enough for this fella, then
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, call it good on that. All right, now this shit tripped me out.
the tail of that one.
I've heard some shit. All right.
All right.
So kids, and where is this? In Indonesia, are collecting pads and tampons
Oh no.
Yes. Sorry guys, but I had to bring this one in.
and
Yeah.
and boiling them, and then drinking the resulting liquid.
Not to mention that
get high.
supposedly some of them are used.
Ugh.
According to but it's just the chlorine in the tampon that's
Could have just
actually.
left that part right out.
Yeah, I know. I think the article probably put that in there for kicks, but I'm just saying.
I've got a few holes to poke in this. First of all, this is
All right.
like the New York Post barely editing and kind of
I know they're bullshit.
Yeah,
They're trashy.
totally.
They're
Kinda-
fun headlines though. They
Yeah,
get paid
yeah.
for
Super fun.
headlines.
they're one of my favorites for the fun headlines.
Oh, yeah.
But they kind of reposted this from the Daily Mail, which is even sketchier, and just like there's like layers of interpretation of what they're getting from this. Because
Oh.
if a tampon had enough chlorine in it for you to get high off of water boiling off of it, first chlorine boils before water does. You can leave a bottle out with chlorine in it, and it'll evaporate out.
Shit's
Yeah,
ratchet.
yeah.
Yeah, and we would all be fucked up in our pools if this was how
Yeah.
chlorine worked.
Yeah.
Mental.
But
A lot of it.
I think that they're getting high on stem cells from the menstrual blood.
Well, I think they're
Waz
not-
thinks it's like just a turn on.
That too, for sure. Because I was a teenage boy, and
There's something fucked up about it. Just doing it is like just absurd. So it's like, yeah, like
super
you said.
gross and absurd now. But there was a time when just a lady putting my wallet between her breasts, and then,
It wasn't me.
No, this was like a high school move for sure. Like, we called it blessing it, and it would imbue a scent for. It only lasted a few minutes. The smell. It was just like there was probably just perfume. It probably wasn't. But I think that there's a
sense.
gland there, and there's some kind of pheromone thing happening.
That sounds pretty common.
Right? Okay.
Sorry to.
No, I appreciate the validation on this. It's a little. It's an awkward thing
Anyways,
to bring up from
we
the
don't-
past.
We don't recommend it.
No. This graphic too, this Photoshop they have, like it's a cocktail. Like these kids are
Right.
Like a little weenie on a
Yeah.
single.
Yeah.
like these kids are sticking half a lime on the edge of the glass.
Right. No, and it's
probably
I
bullshit.
understand as
Like,
like
got to be layers of it.
being a teenager, like hearing things that you have around your house that can get you high and being like, huh, and none of them work, and so you learn after the first one.
Yeah.
What are some of? And I'm sure we all heard like stupid shit in high school. Did you guys ever hear like the Black Widow? You smoke a Black Widow?
I haven't heard that one. I've heard bananas.
Banana peels? Yeah, you gotta get that banana
I just
dream.
went straight to trying out a duster. I really did.
Yeah.
The first time I tried it, and the only time actually, the jungle immediately appeared around me. Except for only
for,
time
like,
I've
the
ever
canned
seen
air.
the jungle.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing. I would not recommend it.
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
17.
Yeah.
Well,
No, yeah,
I've seen the jungle.
I've had like
I've never seen the jungle
multiple
on dusters.
people when I was like in high school tell me that if you smoke a Black Widow,
That's really cool.
It'll be like
Poor thing.
psychedelic or some shit.
Did you try it?
Hell no.
Yeah, I like that you said poor thing. That's what I was thinking too, man. There's a
Ouch.
victim here.
Yeah. I don't know if
What-
anyone would actually have, because
There was other stuff too. What else can we think of that was like, yeah,
don't
like
know.
you dry bananas, you mash them, and then you bake it forever, and then you scrape it up. Like the whole process is just ridiculous.
I just have to say, these kids that are taking like an unused tampon and boiling that, they're fakers. These kids,
Oh, no.
those kids are full of garbage. They're just they're plants from the tampon industry trying to get this nation. Because isn't it like
shills for big tampon.
exactly? Yeah, they're
Big
trying to.
tampon.
Indonesian's tampon market is fixed.
Right.
Tampons can just fuck off all around.
Yeah, toxic shock, pad it up, right? Are we pad people? Like I have any say?
They're
in this at all.
safer.
No say.
Right. Real quick, back to banana peels, real quick.
Oh yeah.
The craziest thing was like all the variations. Like,
Yeah.
and it just became more elaborate.
Oh, you
I-
weren't doing it right, bro.
I think
Yeah.
the most elaborate one I heard was, so you had to take the banana peel, then you chew a piece of spearmint gum, You put the spearmint gum in the banana peel and you like close it up, and then you rubber band the end of it, and then you let it sit outside for like a month. Because the mold, it's supposed to be the same kind of mold,
Good Lord.
like LSA, which is similar to LSD kind of, and is like you get it from morning glory seeds. You have to like boil and process morning glory seeds.
Nightshade plant seeds.
And
It seems like it'd be easy to mess up and make poison. I'd be afraid of that. Like, instead of it not working, it works, but for death.
Like,
right.
What? Never mind experimenting with to create medicine. Let's just. What a heavy disappointment after that process.
Trying to get fucked up, yo. Trying to get that banana peel fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
What about catnip? Apparently, you can smoke catnip.
That's just that.
I mean, I'm sure you could.
I've never heard of it working.
What about kratom? Can you smoke kratom?
Smoking kratom, I don't know. I bet you there's like a issue where too high a temperature burns off the gladness.
The active chemicals. Yeah, I've done like key bumps of kratom before.
Yeah, you were telling me that it has to burn.
Oh man, you guys, we just had a crazy blast from my past in the chat. Paul Riding, aka Ghetto Timmy, is in the house.
Hey, what's up?
This awesome dude in my high school was a little bit younger than me, and I was just feeling really antsy and crazy and giving people nicknames all the time. And he was one of my success stories of someone I gave the nickname, in this case, Ghetto Timmy, to. But what makes it great is
Is he
really,
okay with that?
Yes, because if you met
He
him,
has a
he's
sense
so
of humor.
great sense of humor and really dignified. The kind of person that would just approach you in a non-ghetto way every time.
Perfect.
Yeah. And so
That's
you
why it's
couldn't,
stuck.
yeah, it would never work derogatorily because it just would always seem ironic immediately on meeting him. And I'd like to say I hope he met a bunch of people through that. That was my intention. I'd never demean with my nicknames. But that was my I was wondering how you're doing, Ghetto Timmy. Good to see you. This one's for you. This sound effect. Get ready. This one. That's your slam. That's your slam today. Holler in the chat. Anyone else that needs a slam today? We're handing out slams.
I think it's about time to pay some of them Bob Thorntons.
Yeah, we gotta get our Bob Thorntons paid.
Them S. Preston Esquires.
Yeah. Engage.
Are you looking for that afternoon pick-me-up? Well, there's the energy drink way, but you're not a fan of all the sugar or the hard crash? Well, then you need Zip Fizz All Natural Energy. That's right, add it to your bottle of water, and soon you'll be replenished with 4 to 6 hours of all natural energy.
Zip Fizz Energy, no sudden crash, 10 calorie, low carb, vitamin B, the healthy energy mix. Zip Fizz!
ZipFizz.com.
At Albo Pizza, our mission is to bring a menu of savory Italian classics and tasty American fare to the city of Las Vegas. Combining a classic menu of Italian favorites and American fare, Albo Pizza was designed with a variety of palates in mind. United by fresh ingredients prepared daily, all our recipes are homemade, hand-tossed, and hard to resist. Explore their popular pizza offerings or branch out with our burgers and chicken wings. Whichever way you go, their menu is prepared to please. Located at 1510 South Las Vegas Boulevard next to Dino's. Visit them online at www.albopizzalv.com or find them on Facebook. For delivery, call 702-333-2526.
Have you been thinking about taking an Alaskan vacation? Well, now you can book an Alaskan cruise tour with YMT Vacations and immediately save $250 per person. Call YMT Vacations today. We've been helping people take the vacation of a lifetime for over 50 years. And right now, if you've been thinking about what it would be like to go on an Alaskan cruise, now with our $250 per person instant rebate is the perfect time. Call right now for details. And if Alaska isn't on your bucket bucket list, we've got over 50 guided tours to different locations worldwide. Call right now for your free brochure. So if you're looking for the perfect cruise tour to Alaska or the perfect guided vacation package, you need to call YMT Vacations to book right now or for our free brochure.
800-213-9256. 800-213-9256. 800-213-9256. That's 800-213-9256.
Hey, Radio Vegas Rocks listeners, it's your favorite troublemaker, Sober Sal from the Not Playing Stupid podcast. I'm headed to Summer Meltdown this weekend to partay. And do you think this degenerate has time to sober up or take a shower to that 4-day music festival? No, ain't gonna happen. The cool thing's out on YouTube. I got Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes aren't your typical ass wipes. Dude Wipes are made from plant-based fibers and are actually certified as flushable. Not only are Dude Wipes alcohol fragrance-free, they're also lined with aloe and vitamin E to ensure your anus isn't so heinous. So go to dudeproducts.com and use checkout code SHARTWEEK and you'll receive additional 15% off your entire order. Someone has to take care of your ass. It might as well be you.
Come on, dude, take it to the hole.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crazy J back again to tell you about Angel Wax. We've been telling you about it for a while now. This product is absolutely amazing. Our boy Tommy Davis, the man behind Angel Wax, he has been working hard for you. He has been on tour, he has been traveling, he's done car shows, he's done conventions. He is spreading the gospel of Angel Wax, and it's working. A lot of people are getting into it, they love it. Those car enthusiasts that are spending their weekends detailing it like crazy, love it. If you want to outshine the rest of the cars on the road, the best way to do that is by getting some Angel Wax. Let Tommy Davis know that RadioVegas.rocks sent you to him to try this amazing product. Angel Wax, get in on it today.
Do you fear the dark? Do you fear the light? Are you afraid of what you've seen? Are you afraid of what you can't see?
What responses, you say you're testing it at the house, what responses did you get when you were testing it?
I mean, I've heard my full name, Chris's name, just direct replies to questions and stuff.
On World Ghost Radio, the paranormal, the spirits, the unexplainable, with your host Rocky on World Ghost Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Greasy Conversation, which has a website of the same name for which you can get the very articles we're reading now. And we are on RadioVegas.rocks. Be sure and check out the schedule page on RadioVegas.rocks, the site. And check out some of the other rad shows we've got going on. Lizzie Minx from Pet Tigers has a show.
It's my girl.
Yeah, called Mixtape. Also, Faded and Elevated with
Jordan, my other girl.
Killer shows, great places to discover stuff. Can't leave out Pulsar, too, if we're talking about Discovery Time.
Yeah.
Some highlights to check out, of course. The Rockin' Comedy Show, if you've never checked out the home base show that started it all before this was even a station. That's where the OGs live, as well as Casey Jetson is co-hosting over there with DJ Fade, and it's just like my favorite version of the Rockin' Comedy Show yet. But now, we're back and it's spider time.
1 second, I just lost my...
You lost your spider hour?
Seriously, Greg?
It's okay.
I did.
I've got it.
I don't know where it went.
Because spiders eat up to 800 million tons. That a whole ton, not a million of them, but 800 of those millions of tons of prey a year. That's how much weight of stuff that goes inside a spider.
No issues with digestion there at all.
Nah, they're good at it.
No, not at all.
They take their time even. So apparently, these billions of spiders, they could eat all of us in 1 year if given the chance. If they let our guard.
Well, what are they waiting for?
Yeah.
We're buddies right now.
I'm fucking waiting, man.
Our garbage
That's what
gives
we
them.
think.
Just fucking end it all.
As long as we keep making flies from our garbage, we're on their side.
Yeah, we should be buddies with spiders. I mean, they're cool little dudes.
I fuck with spiders for sure.
Try to give them like a little hand bump when you see one, man. Don't step on them.
If we had a little daddy long legs in the corner of the shower, and I'm like, I was kind of sad. I noticed recently he was gone. I'm like, well, we were not good enough for him, or
Oh, he left a note. I forgot to tell you.
Did he? We're just getting to know each other.
I just like all the headlines in this article are great. Just from the first one, and then spiders are everywhere and are watching you right now.
I don't think they really get what they're looking at, though. Like a dog handshake, the dog doesn't really know what the handshake really means.
Is he eating a chrysalis right there?
No. He wrapped it up in his whole.
Oh, duh. Okay, it does look like a chrysalis.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
going
he wrapped
inside
up
of
a
Damn, that's
chrysalis.
gangster.
Spiders are gangster
Toss me
as
one of those
fuck, dude.
chrysalis, bro.
Yeah, just cracking a cold one with the boys.
Oh, man. Crack a cold chrysalis. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, go make friends with spiders, man. They're cool little dudes.
Make a friend. Rose hair tarantula, if you're looking for a pet spider, that is a breed that actually works well as a pet. They're about fist size, and they're really docile. When you see back in the 90s on TV, there was a couple of these, like, watch a person do a crazy stunt thing. And one of the things would be someone would put a spider in their mouth and then blow bubbles with a spider in their mouth. It was always this breed.
Okay.
The thing
I'm
is,
more of a beta person myself.
that's more of a real pet. The spider is just a prisoner.
I'd let it go.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but they're a form of trapdoor spider. So they normally prey by digging a hole and just hiding in it to catch prey. These guys are the laziest form of trapdoor spider. All they do in the wild is just leave web all over the ground. It's just a sticky thing for bugs to walk into, and then they take their time and go over there. They don't even climb anywhere to make a web.
Wow.
So they're like
just hella lazy.
Yeah, they're the cows of the spider world. Pinckneys are a little bit smaller, and they're really popular too for your pet spider guide. That's your takeaway today.
Go adopt all the spiders.
Adopt them. Adopt a spider today. Don't waste your money
They
on
won't
these
take any more at the
designer-
NSPCA. I tried.
Yeah, plus you don't, when there's all these homeless spiders, you don't want to just be breeding more or contributing to the spider overpopulation
Or do
problem. As
Trying to
long-
wipe out the population, you might want to breed more spiders.
Well, as long as they spay and neuter.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be a great job.
There's a microscope. All right.
Well, I guess they'd be sedated, so.
Oh, yeah. They're
Spider
chill.
sedation. Yeah. Spray them down real quick with some, whatever it is. That spider laughing gas.
Yeah, that's available in stores.
Yeah, totally.
But wait, so what's next?
All right, this fucking lady from New Hampshire.
That's suspense.
Yeah.
Okay, I can work with New
who
Hampshire.
tried to frame her neighbor for assault and used fake vampire blood
I saw that.
and makeup to make just make it look like she'd been attacked.
What a premeditation.
Yeah, to try to like frame her neighbor, but using like Halloween vampire blood. So
Well,
unfortunately, they don't have any pictures of her
Doing the framing.
as she claimed to have been attacked. Yeah.
They found a lot of searches for... What were her internet searches for this like, I wonder?
Right? Yeah, she just had like a makeup, black eye, bloody nose, red stains on her shirt. Man.
She's been watching too much TV.
Right.
From the 80s.
Some people's faces, you know, when you stretch a picture out sideways, or like you don't resize a picture the right way and it ends
Yeah.
up stretched sideways or up and down. Some people look like the picture's stretched sideways when they're just like not. It's like a real picture. Like like I'm doubting the calibration.
Some people are just stretched sideways though too.
Yeah, I think she's a sideways stretchy person, tragically. Not that that's an excuse.
Yeah, it's definitely just one of the worst attempted framings of all time for sure.
So how was it determined
Which
that
is
this,
good if you want to look at it that way, but
how did we determine this fake blood is vampire blood specifically? They find like the package, or
They
is
did,
it?
in fact. After police searched her
That's so embarrassing.
apartment, they determined it was fluid not consistent with blood, and then they found a plastic tube of, and I quote, vampire blood commonly used at Halloween.
Okay.
So yeah, she was actually charged with falsifying physical evidence and giving a false report to law enforcement.
Well, you got to start somewhere with the knowledge, I guess.
Right?
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time.
Wait, you mean I just can't make shit up to try to get someone arrested? The fuck is this?
This is
world
not what I had
coming
in
to?
mind at all. This was
Yeah.
going to work out.
It's fucking deep state. All right.
What's your next fella? Wait. There you go. That was enough for that one.
Yeah, this one is interesting. In New Zealand, they found a fossil of the largest parrot
Oh,
and
cool.
first species of extinct
Fucking love
giant
parrots.
parrot to be discovered anywhere ever.
Awesome.
Wow.
It's estimated to have been a meter tall.
Cool.
Called Heracles inexpectatus.
You could ride it. Cool. Aw.
Yeah, found in New Zealand, but
It looks like it has a soft neck.
Wow.
man, that would be pretty scary.
It's a pretty cool looking bird.
For the audio people, this parrot looks like it indeed has a very soft neck.
It looks so not tropical, which is interesting about
It's
it. It looks
almost
like a
foresty.
pheasant.
Yeah. It's got like fall colors instead of the
Can we
tropical
get
colors.
one?
Oh, no.
Right? Yeah. Damn.
Cool.
Man,
one-
that's a garage parrot, they call
cutie.
it.
Oh, that's like above
Oh, my showing
waist
was
height.
basketball.
Is that like, do you like extra scroll because you're nervous? Or
Yeah,
what is
I
that?
totally
Don't do.
did some extra nervous scrolling. You
Okay.
caught me.
Am I making you nervous?
No, it's this fluffy bird. That can claw my neck inside. Because it looks friendly here, but that beak, that's like a neck beak. A neck chomper.
Oh yeah.
It must eat seeds from like these gigantic dinosaur trees that we don't have anymore.
Chomp a tree trunk in half or some shit.
Yo, imagine like running into that shit in the forest.
I just get
Right,
on
if
it,
they
start
still
riding it,
existed.
and make friends with it.
Sometimes,
Just like, Polly want a cracker. Like, oh shit.
sometimes I think when I scroll and there's no other cool pictures in the article, that if I scroll again, another picture will appear that wasn't there the first time. Like there's some tricks these articles want to play. They're not playing. tricks.
Never, yeah, never
But
happens.
Unless it's those giant pop up in front of everything. Hey, subscribe right away before we give you any more content.
Oh, I hate those, man.
Do you want to let this website notify you for the rest of your life whenever you're doing anything?
No.
Oh yeah, totally.
Do you want the app that goes with this parrot so you can see this parrot anytime?
Do you want the giant parrot app?
Do you want this parrot to notify you? And do you want your driving directions to be spoken by this parrot?
Aw. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
The parrot just repeats them 4 times every time.
Turn right. Turn right. Turn right.
Man, we always bring the bird news, you guys.
I know. I saw this. This lady has a cockatoo. I forget his name right now. Buddy, the cockatoo. Anyways, she takes him to In-N-Out, and he really likes French fries. And when they're in line, he bobs and he's like, "Potato, potato."
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
so adorable.
You have to see it. If you look up cockatoo who likes potatoes, he will come up.
Oh, nice. I was at the
He's
bank
famous.
once, and this guy had a parrot on his shoulder at the bank, and he was sitting with a teller and arguing
Was
with
it
them.
Henry?
I don't. Oh no, Henry. I know what you mean. Yeah, shout out to Henry. No, this person. I was really concerned that the parrot was gonna like attack the teller in his honor or something. The way this altercation was occurring, you don't expect someone that can maintain a bird on their shoulder to have like aggression. It's a weird experience. All right, Greg.
right.
Well, you've got. Hold on. Let's see what the whistling train of that brings news brings. You can hear Dark Souls in it.
Yeah, that one is pretty dark.
Yeah.
All right, so this one is. It's another New York Post article, but it's really funny. It doesn't seem like it would be made up. It's just about how apparently hedgehogs are pretty rowdy.
Oh, this is
when-
awesome, Ange Fine. This
when they're
was
getting
crazy.
it on.
I did not know it was called a carousel when hedgehogs do it. Man, I wish my lovemaking was compared to a carousel. There's all kinds of things going up and down everywhere, and people.
I feel like I should comment here, or maybe I
flying in a
shouldn't. I just don't
circle.
even know.
I'm running out of parallels besides the.
Anyways.
There's people again. Oh, here's some more hog time.
Hedgehog porn, basically.
Yeah, and it just Well, and the article is just about how a groundskeeper kept searching for, it says for hooligans who had been tripping the security sensors. And it turns out it wasn't hooligans, it was just hedgehogs in heat.
Yeah, and I was looking up more about these hedgehog carousels.
They were very excited hedgehogs.
Yeah, these little fellows, people say they really sound like people sometimes if you haven't heard a
gotta
hedgehog
go.
before. Oh, it's like a fluffy egg, but pokey fluffy.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, apparently like it's like people screaming and waking up the neighbors with this party they put down.
Yeah, they make a lot of distressing noises, apparently. Sometimes screaming, they say, from purring to snarling to whistling, and even scream-like sounds.
They're very free.
Which have been mistaken for distressed humans in the past.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're
Strange.
sex positive. They're
Crazy.
open.
They're that loud, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good
Yeah.
for them. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Way to
Live
live.
your life. Living their best lives, I guess, for hedgehogs.
Right. All right. This is.
They're
this-
mesmerizing. I was getting in there too.
Yeah.
I know, right? They're
Sorry,
so
audio
cool.
listeners.
They always
Hedgehog
like lay
time
on
is
their
great.
back and just like you can just poke their little bellies like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
That's
And
how
they,
I
like,
imagine
roll
them
up.
too.
Dough hogs.
Dough hogs.
Wait, what about this? What is this NOS commercial? I freaking love NOS.
That's why I keep seeing it when I'm like on YouTube late at night, stoned.
I like their
And for
marketing.
some reason, it is the funniest fucking thing to me. I don't know why. It's pretty stupid.
So for the audio listeners, like there's video listeners. Well, I guess you could be. You can peep over the video, but I haven't seen anything but like a Camaro and smoke and light behind a guy,
Yeah.
and suddenly he's running.
Knight
You see his
Rider.
mouth yell and glass breaks. Now he's dove into the front of the car and just kicked
This
his
is
car's butt.
representation of how your anxiety feels on it.
I feel like you could just take on the front of a Camaro and knock
Yeah,
it
you just
end
go
over.
head first into a speeding Camaro. I don't know. I just like it. Just seems so silly to me.
I like it. I thought it was pretty cool.
But I just see it all the time now,
I like their graphic.
and
on
I'm
their
like, this
can,
shit,
too.
this fucking NOS.
I'm
These
a
guys.
NOS
They're
fan.
baller.
It can get edgy though when you get to that Camaro crushing moment.
Yeah.
I think it's time to dial it back a bit. When there's property damage involved, you've had a little too much.
I know,
NOS.
right?
A time
Yeah.
and a place.
Like, just that's commercials are great though. I like commercials a lot more than a lot of TV. Actually,
Yeah.
just because they're so silly, and you're like, wait. I don't know. Commercials are fucking bizarre to me. But anyway. Oh, should we go down the simulator hole? Can we play the
we've got to go to Simulator Town eventually. So, why don't you pull up? I don't know what you'd pull up. Let's go to that part in the notes. Holler at them what we have so far. I'll bring up the suggestions that came in on the socials.
Yeah, so the idea for this was just, we have the simulator games. Some of them are useful, like airplane simulators, which you can actually learn to like fly planes. And then they came out with some that was like train simulator, and then goat simulator. There's like long haul trucking
I've
simulator.
always wondered.
So I'm like, what else could there be?
Goat Simulator, by the way, is really freaking cool. Like your tongue can grab things and fling them around. You're like a super powered goat that flies through the air on trampolines.
Yeah, and it's got a crazy physics engine, and you can
My
just, like-
favorite. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
My favorite one that you guys came up with was the Hope Simulator.
Yeah,
that was mine.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you holler the ones that we had so far? on
No,
there?
no.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sorry, go
we
on.
have a Hope Simulator, Pool of Marbles on a Giant Speaker Simulator. That would be fun.
That was from a gum commercial. Do you guys remember 7 Gum?
Yeah. Those commercials were intense, man.
Holla 90s kids.
Being Accepted Simulator. Nose Picking Simulator. World Where There Are Flying Whales Simulator. Like, you're still just a person walking around, but there's just flying whales. I like it.
Yeah. It's a great AR application, I think. I'd want a special AR goggles
Oh,
just
hell
to
yeah.
get flying
There should
whales.
be a
and all that.
simulator for everything. It'd be cool to have for people to have access to that perspective. As silly as that sounds,
It's healthy
from
though, you
anything.
think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, go on. I have one too. So.
You don't actually live in a capitalist hellhole simulator.
Yes.
Definitely one of Greg's.
Amorphous Blob Simulator. I was thinking it would be kind of
Highly
fun.
unlikely.
Like, what's it like
Yeah.
to be an amorphous blob, just
Yeah.
blobbing around? World just like this one, but you actually drink water every day. and then Kratom Simulator.
Yes.
Which I don't know if you just are Kratom. I don't know, and you just go through the process.
I can just explain it to you, Greg.
So you get to be mixed with water, and then you get to be drank? Or?
Yeah, but you start as the plant, and then you get harvested and processed.
How about
sold, delivered?
Okay, I like where you're going with this. What about a religious conduit simulator?
Like,
oh wait, like you're actually a prophet?
Yeah. But you can you are a conduit, so you can feel.
You can like actually talk to simulated God?
Exactly.
Dude. I love that.
Or like dead people can talk to you, talk through you.
You know, just
conduit?
the same thing that preachers do, only you get to see their legitimacy for your own self.
Oh yeah, all right.
That's really cool. Also, it's kind of
might prove a thing or two. Probably not going to be the first one to be created.
Right.
And how many preachers right now are basically this simulator, if we really want to?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Well, there's like
that A. Okay, we only have one that came in on the Instagram, but it has like 2 halves to it. So, first, shout out to Aries. He was like terminal illness simulator.
Holy shit.
But Tom Gatto had like some dialogue from that. You beat cancer and went back to work at the carpet store. Boo.
Oh yeah.
That's the lame way to
We've
play
been trying to
the
get
game.
Tom to come on the show. I don't even know if he tunes in, but
Oh,
he
I
hasn't done
totally,
it yet.
I totally see him peeping. Not that I know everyone that Luke's in, but that's one of my favorite people that Chet hollows
I
at us.
know
every
he
once in a
always
while.
has good opinions on the news, and he's fucking hilarious.
Hella. Okay. Did you guys have any other ones while I find the other ones that happen on
what other
Facebook?
simulators?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's already.
Someone put Kyle Jones. Not
Kyle
to say that
Jones-
dismissively.
Kyle Jones simulator.
Kyle Jones simulator.
Right.
That would be sick. Okay. I didn't mean to start. I introduced his suggestion dismissively. That's why I'm like, oops, sorry, Kyle. But he put the Matrix simulator, but not the video game. But like that makes me at first be like, whoa, the simulation of the Matrix that's already a simulation. I don't know. I feel like my brain's bleeding from that one a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to mock it, and then in the process of processing how I'd mock it,
I'm still thinking about it.
I felt like
because
it was,
you'd be like convinced you're in the simulation of the Matrix, and then you would wake up and realize you're in the Matrix, and then you wake up from that and you're like, oh, that was all just a simulation. Okay, well, yeah, then you're just back at square one there, buddy.
So what if you sell this Matrix simulator and then you get it, or like you've been saving, you pre-ordered, you finally get to purchase, take home, try the Matrix simulator for the first time, and it's just a VR game where you take pills. It's just like you use the glove controller and you grab a pill and put it, and you just have to get it right in your mouth, and that's all
It turns out you're like institutionalized.
Just pill taking
And
simulator.
Morpheus is just like the nurse.
Yeah. Take another pill.
They're like, oh, red pills. Time for your red pill.
Have a blue one too. There's no points.
Yep.
You just take
Time
pills.
for the blue pill. Oh man, that's great.
All right, Kyle, you had layers on yours. Okay, you had a couple more in here that I were like mystery Greasy Conversation ones because it just posted as Greasy. We didn't know which one.
Yeah.
Which one of us was it? But it turns out it's Greg. Check it out. Unpicked Apples Simulator. We were talking about that before the show. Do you just stare at the apples on the tree and you can't pick them?
No, it's from the perspective of an apple on a tree.
Yeah.
So you are the apple on
Yeah,
the tree.
obviously.
But you can't rotate the camera or anything.
Yeah.
You could only just stare in one direction. And sometimes the wind blows, and then you get a little more
You
of a
could
view.
fall off. You
can fall off, yeah.
There are.
That's how you beat it.
You could feel worms going through you.
Yeah, you could get
munching
infected
on you,
by
birds munching on you.
Worms. Yeah, like after you fall off at the end of the game,
Anything goes.
you fall off and you roll down the hill, and then you have to try to not get eaten by animals, but there's not actually any controls. So you just get eaten by animals.
It just happens.
That's the game.
Metamorphosis Simulator. That seems like it takes some patience.
Well, at first I was just like Cocoon Simulator. But yeah, I don't know. I think it would be. Well, that's another one. Just like I just think it's funny, like these simulators that aren't exciting, like Train Simulator, where it's like you're just driving a train. Maybe it is interesting, but it's like, just flip some levers, do whatever,
Yeah, it really seems like a do whatever in between a lever flip here and there.
Yeah. So I just keep imagining like simulator games like that are really popular, but just where you're just in a cocoon for like, 6 weeks and then you turn into a butterfly and that's the end of the game. If you want to be a butterfly, you have to get Butterfly Simulator, all right?
It's an upgrade.
It's a plug-in, yeah.
Yeah, DLC.
A plug-in. Oh man, that's perfect for that education time though, because you can charge 10 times as much if the school's paying for it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Simulators could affect things, to say the least. I have a firm belief that in high school, like to pass high school or college, however you want to go about that you should have to like serve in a long-term care facility and in a psych ward for like a certain amount of time. So that'd be a good simulator. I know there's already some mental health simulators for like, schizophrenia or whatever, but I thought they were pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Even if you were just a receptionist for a while at somewhere like that, just to get some exposure.
Like a little forced empathy, if you will.
Yeah, if I didn't have a schizophrenic father, there's so much about, so much more. Well, also being like diagnosed bipolar and having anxiety problems, just the whole bouquet gave me a lot of experience and reason to learn, study up on it as I grew up, and it just makes everything a lot easier to understand between yourself and everyone around. Just have a little bit of basic psych knowledge.
Yeah.
Just have some terms.
At least you could measure yourself like, okay, well, this is an extreme case, so here are the attributes I have that relate to this, but my case is an extreme, or today it is. Maybe I should try to adjust it,
Yeah, measure yourself, having an understanding of terms that give something like validity. Like, oh, this is a thing. It's not just me being...
It's not special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can be special in cool ways and not just lost ways.
Another thing I have to like rediscover constantly is that your brain just will create thoughts and they aren't always beneficial to you.
And you are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
It's a reoccurring
but sometimes,
conversation.
it's like a constant reminder, but
people need to be reminded that you're not your thoughts.
It's not someone else. Those are your thoughts. No one's talking to you. Well, unless you're in an extreme case, that's an arguable thing, but the average person, no one's trying to give you a message. It's you, and it may not be correct, and you may have to retrain your thoughts so that it doesn't make you walk off a cliff.
And your actions actually define you. You can't judge yourself by your thoughts either.
Not to go on and on about this, but in this day and age, with how information affects us, almost everyone has considered suicide. So it's normal to consider it and to even go through with it. That doesn't mean it's for you.
Right.
For sure. And also doesn't mean that you need to feel stigma towards talking about it or any other mental thing. The more we talk about it, even joke about things with each other, the more they're just on the table.
I think, Mike, some people that I've worked with disabilities most of my life, and mental and physical, and the most interesting people I've met were people that had the ailment but could explain them and recognize it, because that puts them in the same intelligence as someone that doesn't have these diagnoses.
If not even better, because they've got mechanisms that they've learned that could make them even better than people that never got those mechanisms but still gets the occasional issues, because everyone, 100% of everyone has some kind of mental difficulty a handful of times.
Like,
in their
can
life.
you identify your shit or not?
Yeah. Boom. That's well spoken. So I also have to holler at Carrie Coer in the chat.
Carrie Coer.
Carrie, what up?
Can't neglect him. He's been super supportive of our show.
Hell yeah.
And it takes this
Forever.
community. It's a good time to mention to all you guys. You just mention this to one friend. Guys and gals, holla at your brethren. Tell one other person nearby you that this thing exists, Greasy Conversation, and just start at the most recent season and
or
pop
send Waz your plugs if you have something coming up.
Send me a plug, I'll holla.
Ask him about coming on the show if you want to come talk shit.
I'm really, really glad you said both of those things. I don't want to just leave him on the table.
I have to remind him.
It's totally okay to hit me up about coming on and or tossing me something to holla community style for us and our little family. We can enjoy this cult status and with one another.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Joe Lawless really contributed a lot.
I like
to
that guy.
Right. Anything he's into is worth checking out. But he brought it on the simulators.
Yeah, he threw a bunch of it in there.
Decision simulator. No thanks, Joe.
That is so great.
The vagueness leaves like a lot to the marketing.
Right? Like, is it only like just one decision?
Right?
Like, it's just like a person in a store, like paper or plastic. They're like, do you want fries with that? Oh man, fuck, I didn't want fries. Damn it.
This is a real thing I already go through.
I know.
No, I've already had fries this month, damn it.
Right. Fucking hate this game.
Consequences simulator.
Oh, that's a good one. These are all like have really good like applications.
It implies that you live a life if you purchase that game where you don't normally have consequences.
Right.
Like,
I'm seeing our retirement plan coming together, guys. We got to get this off the
like
ground.
it's just some like super wealthy like mega billionaire who's never had to deal with anything. And he's like, I wonder.
What's it like to have consequences?
It's the future of like training people. These instead of like those stupid videos they show you.
Yeah, like
that would make more sense, honestly. Unless it's like
totally.
CPR, then you really need to do it. But still, you could.
It's like the opposite of Grand Theft Auto consequences simulator.
Right?
Wait, didn't you say something about your retirement portfolio? Because Joe
he
also
had one
has
comment but mine was different than how I approached it. But building your retirement portfolio simulator. Portfolio. I just have so many questions about what he meant by that.
That's hilarious.
Oh man, that's like some of these folks that we've interacted with in the day trading life really should have simulated some of this portfolio time first.
Oh, damn. It's very true.
We got top of the food chain simulator.
I like that.
Joe, if you're tuned in or when you call back, I didn't get simulacrum simulator. Maybe that's
Well, because like simulacrum is just like it's just kind of like an older word for a type of simulation or a simulation of something. You know, usually it was more. I think I'm not sure, but I think it's like a simulation of an object. So you would just like.
So it's like simulator.
No, so if you had like a golem, if you made like a golem creature that was like looked like a man.
Okay.
Like a man bot, you know, of magic, that would be like a simulacrum of a man.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's like simulation of a simulated thing.
That's one of those that's when the right person, that is the funniest one.
Yeah, totally. It's super meta.
Memory and context simulator. Let's see. Leaving your parents' basement and getting your own place simulator. Wow. This contest got like cold.
Yeah.
I had a lot of comments come to mind, but none of them were positive. So.
All right.
All I can tell you is I moved out of the basement at 18, bitches. Forever.
That's right. Not that if
back
you
when
did.
that was the thing to do at 18.
You know, more power to you if you get along with your parents good enough to live with them right now or go back to living with them later, or any amount of hanging out with your folks that goes good for you, more power. But I mean, it is also healthy to get that independence chunk out in life at some point.
I'm lucky I was insane and just rolled on across the country.
Independence simulator.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't it Bob Thornton time?
Oh yeah, it's Bob Thornton time. Crystal time.
Not that kind of crystal.
No. S. Preston.
Esquire. Ted Theodore Logan.
All right, dicks. I told you to register for the free Aerosmith tickets by clicking on the link for the Radio Vegas Rocks app and then simply register your name and phone number under the VIP tab. To punish you dicks, I'm going to play Janie's Got a Gun on my hand flute while I explain again how great this contest through Radio Vegas Rocks truly is. This is free airfare, free hotel accommodations, and 2 VIP tickets on the actual stage. You're on the stage watching Aerosmith play. If one of you dicks win these tickets and you have no one to go with, I'll go with you. I would love to see if Aerosmith on stage turtle, even if you win. As long as you promise you don't roofie my drink, you don't have sex with my dead corpse. Hopefully he doesn't make my skin into some sort of apparatus he wears around his face. I'll even stay with you. All you have to do is download the Radio Vegas Rocks app and register under the VIP tab of the app to win.
Download the Radio Vegas Rocks app right now. Hello, everybody. This is DJ Fade from Faded and Elevated, and I am so excited to talk to you guys about Deluxe Cleaning Service. Yeah, that's right. Miss Blanca Lopez, she is the cat's meow, y'all. She comes to your house. She comes to your office. She comes wherever you need her to go, and she cleans that sucker up like it's never been cleaned before. Yeah, that's right. She will come absolutely anywhere. Wherever you need her, she's there to keep you clean in the deluxe way.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-709-4389. 800-709-4389. 800-709-4389. That's 800-709-4389.
On your back and your head is caving in. Life has no meaning, gone off track. You feel like sleeping in. There's a nectar from the gods that you left undiscovered. Just mix it with water and you will see as if this is your destiny. Your destiny.
.39 Spring Mountain Road in the heart of Chinatown is where you're going to find the Golden Tiki. Can't miss it. The sign is ginormous. That's where you need to go, though. Golden Tiki is the premier tiki destination in Las Vegas, and in fact, the world. It's being rated top tiki bar by many different travel websites and agencies. Articles coming out constantly about the Golden Tiki. So what makes them great? Well, let's just start with the front door. As soon as you walk in, you're taken away to a magical tropical paradise. Walk in, and there you go. The music is always pumping in that place. Live music, DJs. The drinks are cold. You can get some Dole Whip. You can get specialty cocktails any night of the week. And let's talk about the slot machines. You feeling lucky? Well, you should, because the slot machines down there are always hot. At 39 Spring Mountain Road in the heart of Chinatown is where you're going to find the Golden Tiki.
This is the Rockin' Comedy Show with Crazy J.
We could teach you some Aussie if you like.
I would love to learn.
Yeah? All right, you're going to say 3 words. Just say it normally, just an American accent, whatever.
Okay.
So you're going to say rise.
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 Yep. Up.
Up.
And then lights.
Lights.
Any American listening can try this as well.
Yeah, you can try this if you're listening. So you say rise, up, lights in a row. So just say it normal, like rise, up, lights.
Rise up, lights.
That's how we say razor blades, like you're having a shave.
That's razor blades in
lights.
perfect
That's
Australian.
razor blades in Australian.
Rise up, lights.
Razor
Rise up, lights.
No, you're trying to say it in
Rise up,
Australian.
lights.
Just say rise
Just
up
say
lights.
rise up,
Rise up, lights.
The Rockin' Comedy Show.
Behold, it's Greasy Conversation on RadioVegas.rocks. We're back. It's occurring. The submarine of news has arrived again. And there's been a crazy thing that fortunately was not actually shooting time.
Yeah,
we've got
'cause-
opposite of shooting news this time.
Yeah, I mean, but this is a result of the, I mean, place that we live in, how often it happens in Times Square. You know, just normal evening in crowded Times Square. There was a motorcycle backfire, and it just sent people into a panic. They heard, you know, because they hear this loud noise, and the people closest, I imagine, assumed it was gunfire. So someone or a few people just shouted, you know, shooter or whatever. And then it just spread through the crowd, and everyone started bolting and just like cleared out. It was
I'm really glad that. Well, actually, I shouldn't say. Do you know if anyone was hurt in all the
I was just gonna
tumbling,
say, wow.
climbing people?
I don't think they mentioned any like major injuries.
You know something I accepted recently? I know this is dark to say, but I was talking to my friend Mindy, and like she suggested that like we may have that we should like that this is not going to change. It's a thing to be accepted. What do you think about that? Like the world's not going to get magically healed. Pollution's not going to go away. Like all these things we keep talking about is not going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, what I'd say about that is that if we had said that when we were kids in the 80s, look how inaccurate it would be, because we've got amazing treatment for cancer. AIDS is not a death sentence.
Some people have a treatment for cancer.
The air pollution
You have
situation.
insurance.
Yeah, that's a major thing. There's still not full access to everybody, tragically. But another major thing is the air pollution situation in California. There were air advisories that were part of the weather, and frequently it would be unsafe to go outside. The actual news would tell you to stay inside because of the air pollution throughout all of Southern California, and that's not the case at all anymore. It's drastically better. The amount of serial killers has gone down. Now, I know mass shooters kill more people than serial killers, but with mass shooters becoming more popular, people for the type of person that would become a serial killer seems like they aren't arising or choosing to do that as much as they used to. So I'd like to think that social trends could change on this enough too. Already, for one reason or another, things like that haven't risen in proportion to population and just the fact that there's more humans on the earth. If we had as many serial killers as we did in the 80s with how many more humans we have, there would be a seeming epidemic of that, I believe.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the mass shooting thing, it's a cultural issue as much as it is about like access to guns and that.
And it's suspiciously not evenly distributed worldwide. So that's another sign that I think we're destined to, never lose that as a thing that could happen. It destined to have it be less epidemic, less hip.
For sure. Like I am of the opinion that like some things are too far gone, or they're just too big of problems and we aren't going to solve them anytime soon. But I'm trying very hard to be less cynical about everything, because that's just like my default state. But I do have hope that, like, I mean, if enough people get fucking pissed off enough, I mean,
I think there's societal things that America really has to catch up on, such as treating people that otherwise are just going to jail when they really need psychological treatment, and how much that works in countries like Scandinavia, Belgium, places where excuse me, the social infrastructure is so much better at just strengthening society, so that people aren't as alienated, people aren't pushed to crime as much.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas we have a known issue with offenders getting locked up and being through some computer algorithm thought that they'll have higher recidivism, and then just getting extra crime lessons in jail and not seeing a way out, not seeing alternatives in their neighborhood of things they can do for not just hobbies but future careers.
Yeah, you have like limited
paths.
options.
Limited options.
Like when you get out. Yeah.
When we have these many things wrong with society, I think it's silly to think that these other more glaring issues that affect all of us in every class aren't going to get better when we help the lower classes succeed.
Yeah, for sure.
It's part of why towns that used to be ghettos have been I'm spacing on the word where like
Gentrified?
Gentrified. There's problems with gentrification pushing out lower class people, and they do need homes. But for what hasn't gone wrong on this whole gentrification thing, you still have areas that used to be crime ridden that are really functional now. That's a net good, even if there's ways that it's happened where it hasn't been for the best. No one can argue that we still need crimey people or crimey parts of town that could be improved, get economically better, and there's got to be more people succeeding in these areas than there are people pushed out that. It's
Yeah.
It's really one of those things where I don't want to speak so highly of gentrification. I know there's things that have gone really wrong.
Yeah.
People that have been kicked to the curb, but it's
Every 100 years.
Yeah. So I think there's been a net improvement in most cities where stuff like that's gone down. But then there's also a lot of cities that have just been shipping their homeless people to another city,
Right.
just shuffling them around. That's a whole nother rabbit hole of injustice.
But there was like I don't know if it was in LA or some other part of California, but there was actually this organization that just started building, and they've done this other states too, just started building houses for homeless people, and then let them stay there so they like have a place to come to without worrying, and then they can like take showers and start to get back on their feet and have that, like, just having a place is like a huge step up into like turning that whole situation around.
It really is. Even an apartment for a few minutes, the idea of halfway houses, but like done right, whatever that means. I'm no expert on any of this, but a lot of people are quick to say, well, if they trash their life, they're going to trash this place you give them. And I think that's a really unfair generalization. We need to take risks on some people trashing some stuff to give the majority of people a chance that they'll take.
And have other like support structures in there. And it's not just like, here you go, you have a place to live forever. But
Yeah,
they did this.
Here's a job that you can try. Here's another job if that doesn't work.
Yeah, and then there's avenues to get jobs and stuff.
To keep this place, you have to keep trying that.
But what's really funny is the reason they started doing this is because they calculated the average cost of a homeless person on the city or state economy, and it actually costs them more to just have homeless people living on the streets because they would get arrested. That costs taxpayer money. Healthcare. I mean, all that stuff. So it was actually just cheaper to like build houses for homeless people to stay in.
Yeah.
And it's better for everyone because that gets them back into the economy, gets them back on their feet, turns them into hopefully a more fulfilled human being.
And that just shows how crazy it is, how much money we're wasting when we have all this private healthcare, when these homeless people and what they need in medical care from being stuck outside and getting extra health problems that they then have to have treated at the ER on the government's dime or billed to them in a way they can never pay. This healthcare would be a fraction as much if they had preventative healthcare in the first place in a sanitary situation, to the point where the cost of building a whole house for a person or a small
like
family,
cheaper.
It's like a house amount of money that these people need in medical care, suffering they've had to go through that could have been prevented just giving them this chance in the first place. It's just money getting spent in completely the wrong order.
Right. That seems to be the crux of the issue.
And it all comes to people not trusting it. There's so much distrust in these strangers that whatever help or something they're getting, they're going to squander it or not use it the right way.
Which goes back to a lack of empathy.
Yeah.
I think, but also it might be more telling about the people who think that like everyone's trying to rip off the system. Because if you think everyone's trying to do that, do you think you would do that if you were put in that situation?
Yeah. Is that your whole thought? Is that's how you would play it?
Like, not like some people just want to,
Yeah. Some people just want to
honest day's work and like have a place to live and do a few things they enjoy, and they're not trying to like.
Yeah. It's obvious that life isn't fair. And these same people that are all concerned about this help for these people being fair or that they work hard enough to deserve it are the same people that started with tons of opportunities that they were born into.
Right. Yeah.
They probably had a vehicle. They probably had a home growing up to start their first job. there's people that don't have those situations, and the people that did get all kinds of opportunities to get started are the first to judge how someone else will use an opportunity.
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of easy too, especially just with the way the media is, to get sucked into this kind of mindset. Like there's just groups of people out here that are just like everyone's conniving and, you know, trying to rip people off, and like, but it's really like, what do you really see when you go outside? And if you don't, you should go outside once in a while, you know. But yeah, it's, you know, I mean, lot to unpack there. Super complicated societal issues.
Yeah, it's easy to get in a rant bubble there, so I apologize for getting
No,
a little
it's-
activated, everybody.
Right? Someone activated WAS. We gotta shut them. No.
Yeah, it's not like I know what I'm doing as far as how to implement any of this. Just like
No, yeah, that's exactly. It's good, but the thing is also we need to like talk about it.
It's true.
More people
Very
need
true.
to, and not be afraid to talk about it, because like, you know, just saying like, oh, that problem's just a problem. I mean, then nothing's ever gonna happen. But all right. Anyway.
it's no hedgehog sex.
All right, should we do? So we got one more break coming up in the immediate. How about a positive story? A little nice, heartwarming story of Britain's longest married couple celebrates 80 years.
Yeah, let's have a little sweetness on the tail end of this segment.
Yo, props to them, man.
80 years.
80 years, dog.
Talk about a simulation.
Yo. I don't know what that's like, because, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't imagine that. I don't know. I just am not. I don't think I'm one of those people.
I want to ask
Built
if
for that.
it's like luck or if it's luck. Red meat and wine.
Well, just like living that long, it's
Right?
hard enough.
I'd be like, I'm seeing way too much. I'm out.
Like, if you after you get to a certain point, like, do you think there's just like, I mean, outside of like something that's like really grievous, like, you know, having a long affair on someone, or, you know, something like that, but just like normal shit that would normally like annoy you about a partner, do you think there's ever a point where there's just like, no, it doesn't matter, like you've seen too much?
Oh, for
There's
sure.
there's no straw gonna break that camel's back. It's whatever, you know.
I think that happened way before 80 years, and it's great.
Yeah. I imagine so. I'm just like,
That's
what
the
is it
place.
like?
That's the place to get to, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I
Where it's like
think
nothing's a big deal.
If you start with someone that doesn't push any of the major buttons, then anything else that pops up later, you're like, oh, that's within tolerances.
Yeah.
It's like, and for sure, it's
You can't tell somebody how to live their life.
yeah.
Even if you want to, it's not going to work out that way.
Yeah, for sure.
That's such a good way of putting what I was thinking. That like, if people feel like they have freedom and they're choosing their partner all the time, it's so much. It feels like you don't feel trapped.
Resentment comes from being ordered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says these Jack and Joan have not had a night apart
let me see
since
their wedding picture.
World War II.
Oh, let me go back to the wedding picture.
Who got dementia first? That's what I want to know.
Right? Like, yo, 100 and 102 years old.
Are they? Damn, my grandma Angelina lived to be 99.
That's hardcore.
I know,
man.
and I was named after her, so I kind of have high hopes, but I'm not really sure if I want to go that far.
Yeah, I know.
Not really sure if I want to go that
I do know
far.
exactly how she ate in her lifestyle, and I've pretty much fucked that up already. But
Yeah, because at some point I'm just gonna have enough. You know, I'm just gonna want like a suicide booth, and I'll be like, you know what?
I know, right?
I've lived enough.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I would really like to see 70, but like I know that like it's important to envision things if you really want to go there, but I used to think I'd like to see 60, so now I'm at 70, and if I could go to 70, I would be very thankful.
Yeah.
I have
That's
to say,
like one more lifetime from where I'm at. Exactly.
Yeah.
you guys talking about checking out and stuff. I feel like if I
Waz
can
wants
still,
to be around till 110 and have someone taking care of him. I'm like, you're crazy.
if the person taking care of me is paid well and I can like look at cool stuff, I want to just see more gadgets and see stuff get invented, see people landing on
Plus,
the
I'll need someone
planets.
to take care of me because I'll have dementia for sure.
Oh, you know what'd be great though is like when you get that old and you can't really do a lot, you can just go to VR time.
That's what I want. That's what I'm talking about.
Mushrooms and VR.
The bed has a toilet in it. I just get rolled around and wiped down.
I just don't want to live that way at all.
If I'm VR and if I'm squirming in my little old bed and...
I will choke you.
Nah, I'd like to see you try. Squirm on over.
I'll forget what I'm doing halfway through.
I don't know.
Are we making love? Is this love right now?
I
I wouldn't just like check out, but I just feel like I have that personality where like if I'm like 70, 75 and just something happens, it's just gonna be that one thing I'm not in the mood for. I'd be like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Just beeline to the suicide booth.
That's how I feel like if I got the dementia to the point where
having
I
a choice
do.
is really an interesting way to go.
Yeah, for sure.
It definitely makes you look at life differently if you had the opportunity to decide that.
If I can't do puzzles
peacefully.
anymore, if I can't do like problem solving for sport kind of thing, then I feel like the dementia's really going to set in. I'm not going to be really processing or functioning anymore.
I'm hoping to be gardening a lot of weed and making my own Rick Simpson oil around that time if I
Yeah.
am here.
Yeah.
Making my own oil
yeah.
is high on my list for in the next 5 years.
I got really excited about doing that sound to it. I was so into that. Hey, Michael Gagliano, if you don't know Mad Mike, he's got the show right after ours. And it's a good time to plug him a little bit because he suggests that these old people probably farmed their own pickles. Which is like, it seems kind of left field, but that's Mike. He's a pickle farmer himself. He also assumes that she's got to be good at hopscotch. Well, he has
She
a
has
theory.
that look on her face.
Yeah, that hopscotch loving look.
Yeah.
She has a lot of hair. I'm surprised. I think she
Yeah,
has more than I do now.
She used to throw a mean hopscotch back in the day.
Yeah.
Mad Mike says if you hopscotch young, you live a long time.
I mean, why
right
is she
on.
wearing a watch though? What kind of time is she tracking though? Never mind. Don't answer that.
There's not even any like hands on the watch. I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember to forget.
So when he's 90, he wants to buy an electric scooter and ride it off the Grand Canyon. That's his move.
Nice.
I wouldn't want the
You
tumble.
think?
Yeah, I could go for that little evil Knievel glory before you go out.
Yeah, I just feel like the electric scooter wouldn't get the distance.
It's definitely a being in the moment thing because you wouldn't have any memory of it. So
At least the golf cart, so you can get some travel out there.
Yeah, I just you know what, you got to go for the full Knievel experience. You got to get the whole outfit. You know, the helmet, the bike. If
Dirt bike,
If
yeah.
you're gonna go out,
That's right.
you know, evil Knievel style, you got to go all the way.
But you know, what is that Andy Warhol? Waiting for something makes it more exciting.
Yeah, right. just like, oh man, I've been waiting my entire life for this. Yeah, finally gonna do it.
Time.
Finally gonna jump over the Grand Canyon.
Over. One try. First try.
No warm up.
Count me off.
So yeah, you folks have to stay tuned on RadioVegas.rocks. You can also catch the video of the show that's on after ours, Two Clueless Dudes, at YouTube. Just look for Radio Vegas Rocks, all is one word. Help us out on a sub on that fella, and it will let you continue the greasy joy on into 2 other hours. It's the 4-hour block of talk that you're in the middle of right now on RadioVegas.rocks.
Yep.
Is this a good time to pay some
Yeah,
Bob
we
Thorntons?
got to pay them last ones, man.
Well,
Gotta
wait,
make
before
sure.
you do, Mad Mike insists that we let everyone know that he'll dress up like Elvis and pedal. He's going to pedal off the Grand Canyon on a big wheel.
Nice.
That's his move.
Nice.
All right, Dix. I told you to register for the free Aerosmith tickets by clicking on the link for the Radio Vegas Rocks app and then simply register your name and phone number under the VIP tab. To punish you, Dix, I'm going to play Janie's Got a Gun on my hand flute while I explain again how great this contest through Radio Vegas Rocks truly is. This is free airfare, free hotel accommodations, and 2 VIP tickets on the actual stage. You're on the stage watching Aerosmith play. If one of you dicks win these tickets and you have no one to go with, I'll go with you. I would love to see fucking Aerosmith on stage, Turtle, even if you win. As long as you promise you don't roofie my drink, you don't have sex with my dead corpse. Hopefully he doesn't make my skin into some sort of apparatus he wears around his face. I'll even stay with you. All you have to do is download the Radio Vegas Rocks app and register under the VIP tab of the app to win.
Download the Radio Vegas Rocks app right now.
Is your butt a crudely built birdhouse? No. Then why are you sanding it with toilet paper? Dude wipes have aloe vera to protect your sensitive side.
See? Sensitive. Come on, dude, take it to the hole.
Let's face it, every once in a while, we all need a little help. A call to the bullpen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, have I got a product for you. Rick Knucklecock here to tell you about an exciting new product called Spunk Lube. Yes, Spunk Lube, the all-water soluble lubricant that'll help you perform in the bedroom. Yes, Spunk Lube. You can use it to loosen pickle jars. Play a game of Hide the Pickle. Hide the Pickle. Use it to grease your ball bearings. Do you have a squeaky back door? Squeaky door. Need to glaze a ham? Or how about frost a donut? Frosted donut. Yes, Spunk Lube. And boy, do I have an offer for you. If you call now and mention RadioVegas.rocks and order 3 jars of Spunk Lube, you get 2 for free. They often say 2's a crowd, but 3's a party. Spunk Lube. Visit us at spunklube.com.
That's the sound most people make when they leave Pinches Tacos. Why is that? Because Pinches Tacos prides themselves in making every location unique, but give every location the same feel. I'm not talking cookie cutters like those big chain restaurants. They blend into your neighborhood and create a place you want to call your second home. Their doors are always open. Well, at least until 11 o'clock. Their mission is simple. They provide you the best taco experience by using high quality meats and seafood, fresh garden vegetables, handmade tortillas, and high quality artisan breads. They could have made it complicated, but they chose not to. Why? Because they found through experience that keeping things simple is a good recipe for success and happiness. It's also a good recipe for a pretty tasty Pinches taco.
According to Spanish language Stack Exchange, we always use it as an insult enhancer and can turn almost any curse word into a really rude one. Pinche pendejo, pendeja equals asshole.
Now they have 6 locations, 2 right here in Las Vegas. Come in, find out why we love them so much. Check them out on Facebook or visit the website, pinchestacos.com, for a location nearest you.
Oh, that was the last one. I thought you meant this next one after that one. Was the
My
last
bad.
one. Folks, you're listening to Greasy Conversation, the talk show, the greasiest of conversations, on RadioVegas.rocks. Those folks you just heard paying the Bob Thorntons, you know, dial one of those numbers up, maybe talk about a little debt consolidation, because if you just have a moment with them, then they throw us some of this keeping the lights on moolah, and it's good for everybody.
I was thinking when I was coming over here, what if instead of like collections, and when a bill goes into collections, they just send actors named Bill or Billy to come collect the money from you. So you have like Billy Bob Thornton show up to your house, like, hey man,
I went into collections.
No, he's like, you gotta pay that fucking bill, right? He's like, just give me the fucking money and I'll go, so I don't have to come in and start fucking shit up, all right, man? All right.
Just celebrity extortion, celebrity loan sharks.
Celebrity collection.
Celebrity collections. Oh man, so this bill, I hadn't paid it in a couple months and it went into collections, but they're using celebrity collections agency. So on one hand, there's an interest rate and they're not settling, so I've got to pay this amount. But I got to meet Harrison Ford. It's so cool.
But they're not giving autographs. Get coming to get money from you, and if they don't get the money, they're gonna beat the shit out of you.
But I got to get beaten up by Harrison Ford.
Hold on. Let me get a picture of this, Harrison. Thank you.
We gotta have your roommate take a picture during the beating.
Yeah. Hey, can you punch me in the face again? I want to get a good one.
Celebrity collections.
Dude. All right. So this is a it was a study done by a professor at Penn State, professor of psychology, Janet K. Swim. And basically it boils down to that people decide, or I don't know how to put it. Basically, like when choosing to recycle, certain people will not choose to do that because they think it will make them appear gay to other people. So just the act of recycling has some homosexual connotations to it
Good
in their
Lord.
mind.
Even when like no one's around watching them recycle or anything, they're just like, man, this
Yeah,
is
like who
messing up
knows who recycles in the first place, right? Like, dude, who knows if anyone else recycles unless you tell someone like I recycle or they have a recycle bin in like front of their house. I mean, I
weak ass motherfuckers.
Right? That's what I thought. I was like, who
even
cares?
Yeah.
These are the same people that will dig into a fashion trend as soon as it gets a certain amount proliferated, and it'll be a fashion trend that was created by gay people, yet they'll still worry about this. Like all the Ed Hardy
in
people.
this fucking day and age.
Remember when all the clothes were just like covered in like falcons and broken stuff? It looked like ink splotches everywhere. It was just like really messy art stuff.
Yeah.
And you'd have these super tough dudes dressing to like what now looks really effeminate now. There's always these trends, so it's like, oh, I don't want people thinking I'm gay until it's hip enough.
Yeah,
so it's
right.
like what we need is to make recycling more gay, because if we make recycling gay enough, they'll be like, well, it's fashionable.
Then
I don't
it'll
want
be
people
super hip.
thinking they're questioning my sexuality because I'm like pink polos.
Imagine that being your thoughts.
I know, that's what I was like.
Yeah.
It just
Imagine
If those
wasting
were my
all that
thoughts,
time.
I'd be like, I gotta do something about this.
It boggled me, man. I was like, I couldn't imagine
Too much time on my
just worrying about that. And then Waz was like, what'd you say, Waz? Changing your phone screen?
Oh yeah, I forgot I put that in the notes because you mentioned Ange knows. Yeah. So
No,
you
just
mentioned
the idea of that, is your phone screen like
My-
insinuating that you're gay. Is
well,
just
it
Yeah, I know.
got me hit on.
stupid.
I mean,
it wasn't insinuating, but it was accidentally dog whistling. So it was like this beautiful rainbow that I took a picture of and was really impressed with, and it made me happy. And I put it as my lock screen. And I was picking up food at this Thai place, and this guy followed me out. Nice fella, we chatted. He was just lonely, but he was like, "Darn it, I keep doing that," or something. Don't be hard on yourself. You just like artists. Like it was like the second time that he accidentally hit on someone that was straight. He just got like a bad cue off of it. But I'm like, I probably throw off all kinds of bad cues on this. I'm an artist. I don't care if I come off hella flamey.
I'm over Sherry, and it'll never change.
But Greg put in there, like, imagine doing anything different with your life because people might think you're gay or not. And I was like, oh, I do have to admit I had to change my lock screen.
yeah, I mean, I see that's I mean, that
I
might be
didn't
a one-off
have to.
situation.
It
Yeah,
was just a little bit too much attention.
but I mean, not recycling materials.
No, I wasn't
Boys.
recycling my lock screen.
Boys, but the thing
Denial
is,
on so many levels.
women will do this too. So it's really matters how the person thinks about sexuality in general and what behaviors.
And what hitting on you means to them. Yeah.
right? And like what behavior is
Hitting on them means to them. Yeah.
attached to that. So it's pretty interesting, but also kind of bizarre that.
These stock photos about it too, though. It's just people picking
Are
up
those Girl
garbage.
Scouts? All right.
Yeah, I know, right? Yep.
Some kind of generic tree club.
Biodegradable bags, apparently. Nice.
This means that someone went to the expense of buying matching green T-shirts with like stock clip art,
And
like
they'll
trees
never wear
on
it
them.
again.
No, just for this stock photo. This
Kind of
series
looks
of
like
them.
a clover.
Oh man, the next show, Mad Mike and the Hank, they gotta pet the dogs if they coming in. Gotta give the dogs some petting. Gotta, especially Peanut, just needs to smell your hand a second. Anyway.
Intimidating. Intimidating.
All right.
Little
so
fella.
this is, with all the security breaches
Yes.
by large companies all over the place. And I found out more on like that Equifax thing. Like it turns out like the settlement was kind of screwy. So like They're trying to discourage people from collecting at all.
Really?
The FTC is, yeah, and I'll dive in that, so I'll follow up next week.
But I did hear a rumor that even the 250, I think it was, that we signed up for, if we I got approved. That's the thing. You got to go to the site and see if you qualify for the Equifax settlement, but it can tell you immediately and you can apply right then. But yeah, I heard that there's suspicion about whether or not any of us are going to get that.
Yeah.
Because they're probably going to try to weasel out of it. There's already a lot of pressure to just get free credit monitoring instead. But I went off last episode about how stupid it is to trust them with your credit monitoring.
For sure.
When there's free services for that. And like they obviously aren't doing a good job of even keeping track of your credit securely.
Yeah. So this time it was an app that was designed for people to find partners for threesomes.
Okay.
Good app for people who are into that, if you're into it, whatever. But they had a leak and exposed all the users, or a bunch of users' data, and one set of the data is locations.
Okay.
So like where their phones are and at the times they use this app, I guess.
Is it me or is it really Harry on top of DC?
Yeah, well that's the thing. That they dove it. You keep going deeper and you're like, oh, there's all this, around DC. There's hell of them.
Like
and then there's
Swinger
one
Town over there.
There's one flag right on the White House, and there's one flag right on the Supreme Court.
Shit.
Which is
surprise.
Yeah, right. But it's
not
funny.
that it's a problem, but
yeah, because
are they of age? That's my only fucking question.
Yeah, because it's like no one cares what you do in the bedroom as long as everyone says yes.
Unless you're a super hypocrite and you're a legislature that's actively fighting against what people do in their bedrooms. You're one of these people that's super hypocritical.
Yeah, totally.
Time to get shut down.
Because of your own tightly wound issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. It's funny, and I think it would also depend. And it's just someone in the White House, so like someone who works there probably uses this app. Big whoop. But it's just funny. Because, depending on like who the president is, I think we would take it differently too, right? Like if it was Bill Clinton back in the day, you'd be like, oh yeah, no shit,
Yeah. Oh, I think with this president
it's a fun leak right there.
It is fun.
No, with this president, you have to ask how much you paid him.
That's the problem. Yeah, we're past this happening. Now it's just like misappropriation of funds.
Right. And then there's one in the Supreme Court, so it's like which one of the old justices.
That would be weird if people at your work knew.
Yeah, that would
Especially, I mean, there's a lot of levels that this could be weird because of how it could cause people to perceive you differently. But hell, you're going to get them out of the way, so that's good, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you might get some new offers.
You're probably going to get a lot of offers.
Right.
That's what I'm going to say. Everyone's going to throw their bucket list at you.
But like, I would actually like if we lived in a society where like if like legislators or a president got like caught on these apps, it wasn't a big deal. They're like, hey, good for you, man.
Can we just get over that fucking hump and on to the next one?
Yeah, right.
I know.
Seriously. Just shouldn't be.
Like, who cares, dude?
It's crazy what people are willing to focus on.
Yeah, it really is. All right.
Resist.
Try to. Then there was some cool space news. We discovered some astronomers, the royal we. I'll just take a little bit of that credit.
Which, wait, you should, though, because this whole way of speaking with, like, they came up with this. Did you hear what they did? Is really sets up in all of our minds a separation between ourselves and the scientists or the people coming up with things. When really, especially in America, when we're not factory workers anymore, we need to all be inventors and all be scientists and all think that way. Because without this country being a hub of art and design and a hub of science and progress and new technology and new advancements, we've got nothing. We can't be a labor hub anymore. It's over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the royal we are all scientists now.
Yeah,
I worked on this personally.
We came up with this as people.
Yeah. But so we just discovered some new, well, they're not new, they're really old galaxies that formed within the first 2 billion years of the universe. And we just previously weren't able to see them because they were so far away. So yeah,
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're able to do that. It's always cool, like, to just dig deeper and farther out and back.
Best subject going.
Yeah, for sure.
Out
No,
and
I love
back.
space news, but we could totally be like a space news nerd show. But so much funny shit happens.
Yeah, at least
Totally.
the chunk. We definitely are
I
on
wasn't
that.
comparing it.
No, I know.
Minimum 15%
Staring into
space
space
news.
is my favorite game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Space
I mean,
simulator.
People don't
There's
realize
already this.
how recently we discovered planets for sure. Like, we assumed they were always around these other stars we looked at, but actually confirming that they're there and that there's other earthy ones, that's just in the last couple years of going over that data. So it's dramatic what a cusp we are on right now that I feel like isn't celebrated enough. The fact that we've really confirmed some things we've been assuming about space. So that means a lot of other things we've been assuming, such as the possibility of a light speed capable entity eventually contacting us, or data from far away, at least the speed of light, making its way to us, and even things like folding space or traveling on another dimension, wormhole style. I don't think wormholes are the only way that space can be folded in a way that you go from one way to another. When you're talking about other dimensions being something you can travel through, like that, the wormhole doesn't seem like the only
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
way two dimensions. If you can go and move
So you could
something
just
in one
slide
dimension,
over, yeah.
just slide over is what I was trying to say. Thank you. Just slide.
I've got too much time.
Well, it's like it's crazy now too, and I try to remind myself of this often to just kind of like be grounded, I guess. But it was in like 1928 or something when Hubble built the telescope and then discovered that there was like other galaxies, and that we weren't just it. Like, we weren't the only thing in space, and then now like the universe is so unimaginably vast that like it's just insane.
And to think that that wasn't confirmed before Hubble, it was just assumed. And these things that seem like, oh, people always knew that. Like, no, we were little kids when that was first confirmed. It's amazing. Like, we lived for that. We lived during that.
Yeah, just how much like knowledge about space is common knowledge now, but just even if it's a lot of it's really recent, but it does get like absorbed into the kind of mass consciousness pretty quick.
Being able to land rockets, too, while we're on it. A rocket landing. Finally, rockets land. That just seems like such an obvious step we had to get through a reusable spacecraft. Like, the whole throwing an airplane away every time you fly it is not going to get us off this planet. And we really do need a backup, a place to stash some humans for what could go wrong with this planet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on another planet or a space station or something, man.
Japan's going to get us on an asteroid before long, at least a mining colony.
Shit, I'm going.
With all the people getting ready to mine on the moon, hey, the asteroid belt has planetoids the size of Pluto in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Taken for granted.
All right, speaking of rockets.
Oh.
We got our good buddy, Mad Mike Hughes.
A different Mad Mike.
Yeah. Self-taught rocketeer and a flat earth conspiracy theorist.
How is the combination possible?
Will once again. I remember hearing about this like probably, I don't know, 6-8 months ago.
Is this in the doc, or did you pull up this separately?
I just pulled it up,
Okay,
basically. So he's going to attempt to launch himself again in a steam-powered rocket on August 11th in the Mojave Desert.
Wait, himself in a steam power, like into the air on steam with his body.
Are we going?
He's planning.
We should. We'll see someone die.
On shooting himself 5,000 feet.
I'm calling his bluff.
Before parachuting back to the ground.
Which
And
seems
I
like
guess
you'd see the curve of the Earth at that point.
Yeah. Like, just ride a plane, buddy. Like, what
I know, it looks really dang curvy in an airplane. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, well, this horizon doesn't look flat, though.
Yeah, it just, but the stunt is being sponsored by a commitment-free dating app. Just love it.
They're not already commitment free.
Right? You know what I mean? Like,
it's not saying which one.
no, just
So-
says a commitment. Let me
That
check.
commitment-free emphasis
Is
sounds...
that is that supposed to be like reverse psychology or some shit?
Oh no, this one's
Oh, that's a move.
dude. This
Tricks
is
you in.
this is great. It's just called HUD.
Oh.
HUD.
Like PUD, but HUD.
And it's
I'll see you on HUD.
No, but it's great. It's the app for people who want the eggplant emoji, but not the diamond ring emoji. Fucking great. Brilliant.
Because both of
I
those
love
are
it.
exactly what a relationship's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two things involved in people having
It's
a
just
relationship between each
it's
other.
just the hookup app, but it's just funny to like use the.
Being in a
eggplant.
relationship, I interact with so fewer eggplants and rings than everything else a life can be.
Right? People,
Good or bad?
people just showing up to like dates and shit with eggplants. Like
I don't think
that's
you
the
get
new
it.
thing. You just like give, dudes give
Have you ever
chicks
thought
eggplants.
of this or this?
Right. You,
Man,
no, you bring
this
the
could
eggplant
work.
and the diamond ring. Like, so which is it, huh? Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I always bring a diamond ring to my first date when I first
Yeah,
meet
yeah.
someone. So it's just handled.
And then you just like propose, just like.
Just trying to cut to the chase here.
No, just be like, okay, I just had to see how that felt, you know, just like to get that out of the way. If that's not a real possibility, just try to gauge,
Yeah, we have to practice this part and do it over and over again. It's the most important thing that happens in your life.
He
Just
proposed
this-
to
Right.
me with an eggplant.
Oh my god, dude.
To be fair, I had the eggplant carved into a ring shape.
Difficult.
Yeah, it didn't. The first couple didn't hold up too well. It's like
Yeah.
it really spreads the fingers apart. It's very thick.
Just, man,
How boring
endless,
and classic.
endless joy.
How boringly classic.
How drab.
I mean, they should just make dating apps that just are like two random things. Just like for.
Do you own a Dalmatian and also a 4-bedroom house? We've got the dating app for you.
Right?
Has
Or
your,
not- for
has
peop-
your menage a trois been leaked recently?
For people who want the hedgehog, but not the hedge. All right.
Amateur rocket engineers. We've got the dating app for you. Meet each other.
Just because, like, just meeting someone when there's only like one connection initially is like
Yeah.
worth it. Just like that'll work out always.
Well, that's seriously a move for really major hobbies. Like if you're really into a thing,
Yeah. Totally.
that's a great place to meet other people. At least that's going on with them.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a main hobby that is like,
They're not going to judge how much time you spend painting your miniature figurines if they've got their figurines piling up getting painted in the other corner.
for the Emperor, man. Warhammer 40K.
You're Warhammer. Yeah, I was just about to make a Warhammer joke. Not to call him out, but Mike, Mad Mike from Two Clueless Dudes, the show you should listen to after this show. He's one of those figurine painters.
Dude, no, like I've wanted to do that since I was a kid, but Warhammer is like prohibitively expensive, and I'm broke.
What if you 3D print your figures and then paint them? That's supposedly the hack.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many Warhammer people that are 3D
But,
printer owners.
dude, like some of those figures, the painting is like fucking immaculate and amazing. So
Well, you're just going to do it over again anyways. Paint over.
yeah, you can just paint over it, but it's legit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to paint it anyway, 3D printer time. Shout out to Shapeways. Send out your thing to put your own face on it. It'd be sick.
Just like a little army of miniatures. Just everyone has your face.
Well, that's why I haven't gotten into that game or really any other like that. Like,
Yeah.
They seem cool. Like, oh, it's something I want to sit down and enjoy with some friends. Maybe when I have some more free time, looks cool. But I mean, if they all had my face, I'm there every Wednesday. We're setting a date. Wednesday's game nights.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love it. Sweet. All right. That wraps her up.
Yeah, we're anything last you want to holla, Ange, before we?
Next Saturday, August 17th, 8 p.m., come to Rebar for the Stella Art Throwdown. That's it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's just how we say goodbye. Oh, no, that's like, we usually say goodbye this way. There we go. That's got that conclusion feeling you know and love.
We're concluded.
So now it's officially signing off, but it doesn't have to end. You can check out our chat notes, and earlier in the week, we're going to have new news to check out before the episode so you can start hollowing and start talking to us in comments and stuff about the news that we build up each week before the episode even happens. So stay tuned, follow along, and of course check out other shows on RadioVegas.rocks on the schedules page. Check out that schedule page and really check out what's live because it's always growing. It's always awesome. Bye.